Forgot. Before we do that, just a reminder, it's a new month, and it's March 1st. We wrapped up Team Cup yesterday. I know that so many of you were hustling to make Team Cup happen for your team, and so I just want to say congratulations. We don't have the final numbers yet, but when those are updated, we'll have lots of celebration in our team page, and I'll be sure to have all those numbers for you on our next team call so we can kind of celebrate all those teams. If you are a captain of a team, please make sure you go in and update the tracker tomorrow with your team's numbers, just because we want to be able to post about that and update the graphics and all that good stuff for celebration. So if you guys can make sure to do that. And then also for girls who are new here, make sure that you're checking the team calendar, get all of those dates on paper, on your calendar. We've got 2 action hours every single week that happen. So one's typically kind of during nap time for those girls who are nap time hustlers. And then one is typically, more early morning or night for those of you who do work full time. So get those on your calendar. If you don't know what an action hour is, it's basically a chance for you to hop on with one of our leaders and work your business, the hour, your kind of action hour, your power hour, whatever you call it, to knock out your tracker and kind of get the business basics done. And this is what's going to move your business forward. And it's just so helpful to hear from different people, because we all kind of have a different approach and how, it's a tracker and you think everybody would do it exactly the same, but we have our own ways of doing things. So it's just good to learn from each other. I always say that success leaves clues. And so hop on and take advantage of that time you have. Ask tons of questions. Every question you've ever had, everything you're confused about, no question is a dumb question. So make sure you take advantage of those. And then obviously, too, we have our team retreat coming up this month in just a few weeks. So excited about that. But we're just getting all the details squared away. We'll have the schedule over to you guys in the next day or two, so you kind of have an idea of what's happening. Yes, retreats are the best. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. So yeah, more to come on that, but excited to see you guys and hug your necks. And we will, as soon as the retreat wraps, be announcing our diamond retreat for later this year for you girls who are wondering about that and qualifications. And so stay tuned, because we're going to be sharing those details once the retreat ends, the full team retreat. So I think that's everything. Shout out to Ashton and Kinsey, who were our top Success Club earners this past month, and crushed it. So proud of them. And then also, our Ashton was our top recruiter, and Kinsey our top volume earner. And so just so excited for you girls and watching God use you. So congratulations on just continuing to grow your teams and lead your teams. Okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to update you guys on. Oh, last thing. Business builders and business starters. So we're working on, it should be happening tomorrow. I told you guys it was going to be March 1st, but we didn't have all the numbers because a lot of you were hustling last night to kind of finish up for Success Club. So tomorrow morning, we're going to go ahead and start those new chats for business builders and business starters. They are going to be Facebook messages. We kind of went back and forth on GroupMe or Facebook Messenger, but they're going to be Facebook messages. And so be on the lookout for those tomorrow. If you wanted to be a business in the business starters group and did not comment on the post, make sure you do that. Business builders will be based on who hit Success Club last month. So again, just kind of waiting on those numbers, but we'll update it as numbers come in. So I think that's everything. Okay. Awesome. We can now get into the meat of tonight's call. So like I told you guys off the top, tonight we are honored to get to hear from Dylan Mills. She is a mom of 2. Her kids are 11 months apart. So for all my busy mama friends who are like juggling it, she gets it, and she's going to be able to share just a lot of her story tonight and how she's been able to build this business. She is a former teacher, which I know we have lots of teachers on our team and former teachers on our team. So your brains will align. Her husband is a PE coach. She's been coaching herself for 4 years. She is 6-star diamond in her main business center, 3-star diamond in her second CBC, and then 1-star in her third CBC. She was a 2020 and 2021 elite coach and a 2019 premier coach. And if you don't follow her on Instagram, her reels are so stinking cute, and she's just adorable. She really is. I mean, she's so stinking cute. Look at her. So we're so excited to hear from you tonight, Dylan. So welcome to the Fit for His Glory Sisters team call.
Yay! I'm so excited, you guys. Caroline, do you mind if I share my screen?
Oh, absolutely. Here, let me give you.
Blocks it from doing it.
Yeah. Okay, you should be able to share it. Let me know if you can't.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
Sweet.
All right. Former teacher life. I have to keep myself on track.
I love it.
I'm really pumped to speak to you guys tonight. So I tried to compress all the things that Caroline and I had talked about into 6 tips for you. I love having something tangible to take away from a call. I will ask you guys at certain times to interact in the chat because, again, former teacher life. But I do love making sure you guys are getting something from this. So topic tonight is just 6 tips to rock your business in all seasons of life. So really quickly, I'm not going to read through all of these because I know she just mentioned a lot of them. And I love hearing all of these things. These are all such positive things and such huge accolades. But along with them, I want you guys to also see some of the behind the scenes that happened during this time also. So all the things she said are amazing and I could hear them a million times. But also, while all of these things have been happening, my husband and I, some things that you may not know, we did go through fertility treatments to get pregnant with my daughter. We were told we had a less than 3% chance of ever getting pregnant. And that was a huge motivation for me to start my business, was because we were both teachers. We already were in a ton of credit card debt because we paid for our wedding ourselves. And then just we're in this endless hamster wheel of we made X amounts the first week of the month, and then we just had to stretch it till the end, and we were terrible about that. So we were just in this credit card debt cycle. And I remember my husband saying something one morning Dylan, maybe we need to take a break from this. Fertility treatments are super expensive. Maybe the reason we're not getting pregnant right now is because God knows we just can't afford a baby right now. Look at our finances right now. We're a mess. Maybe we just can't do this right now, and we need to figure our finances out. And that's very much his brain, whereas I'm it's fine, it'll all work out, it's great. And I just remember going for a run that morning and coming home and being something has to change. I have to do something, because neither of us were ever going to get raises. You don't get raises here. You just get $1,000 bonus if you're highly effective, but that does not equate to a raise at all. And so I was I have to do something. And so I ended up reaching back out to this girl that had asked me to coach before. And I was hey, listen, I'm ready to do this. Just tell me what I need to do to sign up. And originally, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about vision, but originally coming into this, again, my vision was just to help pay for our fertility treatments, to feel more comfortable supporting a baby, and to just kind of help us pay for our groceries at the end of the month without putting everything on a credit card. So I did get pregnant. Raleigh is our we have 2 miracle babies, but Raleigh was our original miracle baby. I had a high risk pregnancy with her. I had a complete placenta previa. I don't know if you guys know what that is. And then cord presentation. So basically everything was just all the odds. We already had a less than 3% chance of getting pregnant. Your chance of having a complete placenta previa your entire pregnancy is 2% or something. And then for my cord to be placed where it was, right there in the wrong spot, was also a 1% chance. So I was put on bed rest in the ACU for 21 days before she was born. I had a C-section for her at 36 weeks, and she was whisked off to the NICU very quickly because of breathing difficulties, and she was in there for 9 days. And all of this time, you guys, coaching was a major blessing for me because I was on unpaid leave. So I used up all of my sick days to travel to Jacksonville, which is where our closest fertility center was, while we were trying to get pregnant. So once I had was on bed rest and had a baby and all these things, I literally was making no money. I had no income coming in. I think I had 4 days worth of time to use for this. And so my coaching income, and at the time I was a year into this, year and a half, was supporting us through that, which was a huge thing. And so I'll kind of come back to that. At 14 weeks postpartum, I randomly found out I was pregnant again with my son. So my kids are 11 months apart and it is chaos. I had another high risk pregnancy with him. I went to preterm labor. It was actually right after we had a hurricane here. So I'm in Florida. It was like right after we had a hurricane here, and went into labor with him and then had to be put on bed rest again, which was also unpaid leave again. So I had two C-sections 11 months apart. I was also teaching full time during all of this. Um, my mom was also diagnosed with breast cancer while I was pregnant with my son. So I think in this picture, Raleigh was like 5 months old, and then I was like this pregnant, like gigantic belly. And my mom was actually diagnosed with breast cancer 2 days before I found out I was pregnant with my son. Which is crazy. Like, I know they say that kind of stuff happens all the time. Like when there's some terrible news, there's like some kind of light that comes with it. Um, and so that was also going on, you guys. That year when I had a newborn, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was pregnant. I was on bed rest, had my second C-section in less than a year. Like all those things happened. That's the year that I first went premier. And so I say all of this, like all of these different things. I mention these because if any of my coaches ever came to me and mentioned one thing on this list and was like, hey, listen, I need to take a step back. Like things are crazy right now. I mean, you guys, we all just survived 2020, right? We all just survived. But if any of my coaches came to me with any of these things, I would easily be like, yes, do what you need to do. Take a step back if you need to. But what I want to explain is that I didn't take a step back during any of these things because my vision and what I knew I was doing was so ingrained in me that taking a step back wasn't even an option. So the very first thing I want to talk to you guys about is your vision. I talk about this like till the cows come home because I think if you don't have a vision for what you want to do with your business, then it's very easy to let hard times or excuses or failures or like any negative things or any roadblocks or anything going on in your life to kind of get in the way of what you want to do. In this business, I think sometimes I'll get into this too, but kind of feels like it's optional because if your vision isn't big enough for you. So for me, during all of those hard times, this business did not feel optional to me because I knew what it was doing for us. When I was on bed rest, I knew this was the only way that I was bringing in an income for us. When I decided that I wanted to stay home full time with my family, because again, that wasn't my original goal. My original goal was just like, cool, if I can bring in some extra income and help support us, great. And it was after I had my son and I was like in the hospital, like literally holding him, and my husband was playing with our daughter. I was like, hey, I'm going to do this full time. Like, I'm going to be home full time once I finish up this year. And that was November. It became non-negotiable for me. I put it out there. I said, hey, I'm going to do this. And no matter what, no matter the night wake ups I had, no matter what chaos was going on, no matter what happened in my day in the classroom, I woke up at that time at 3:45 every single morning to work this business. And I'm not saying like stop sleeping. Please still sleep and take care of yourself. But I will say, like, if you can consistently do something to work toward a goal that makes you excited, then do it. So if you don't know why you're showing up, if you don't have that vision, you're not going to be excited to do anything. And it doesn't mean that every single thing in this business, you're going to be like, this is so exciting. I love sending invites. This is so much fun. Like, it's not always going to be fun in the moment, but you're still going to do it because you know that that's your job and that's what you're showing up for. I think, again, also because we don't have a boss like sitting over us checking in on the work we're doing. Like, yes, Caroline's here and I'm sure she like checks in to see how you guys are doing, like mentors you, but she's not going to be like, hey, listen, and I'm only choosing Shay. Also, we give you sisters. Hello, Mills. I'm choosing her because she's like right here. But she's not gonna be like, Shay, listen, you didn't do your work all last week. You're on a warning. You're about to get fired. Like, we know we're not going to get fired from this business. We own our own business. Like, we're not going to get fired from it. And we also don't have a lot of skin in the game with this business because, you guys, I also own a little like clothing boutique on the side that my daughter and I started during COVID last year, like during quarantine. And to that business has skin in the game. Like, if you own a boutique or you own a business where you have actual products that you're storing and you're shipping and you're purchasing, then you have skin in the game. With this business, I think it makes it easy to take a step back because you're not storing products. You're not having to, like, you order your own products. You order for yourself. You order things that you're going to use. And so it's easy to be like, I just need to take a step back right now. Like, things are crazy, or I missed my goal last month. Like, obviously I'm not meant to do this. Like, it's very easy to do those things because we don't have skin in the game like that. Like, and if your vision isn't big enough and your vision isn't moving you forward, your vision isn't non-negotiable, that's another thing that could be easy. Like, I mean, I said I want to pay off student loans, but I mean, I'll pay them off by the time I'm 70. Like, it'll be fine. Like, I'll still pay them off even if I'm not doing this. Then that's not a big enough vision. Like, if you have a plan B to whatever your vision is, then it's not big enough. Like, your vision needs to be non-negotiable. It needs to, like, when you think about it, when you close your eyes and imagine being in that vision right there, like, it should give you chills. Like, you should be able to feel it in your core. So what I'm going to have you guys do now in the chat is I want you guys to tell me what your vision is for this business. And I want you to make sure that when you type it in here, you say, I am, not I want to. So make sure that you flip that, because I think a lot of times we say like, well, I want to be home full time, but just saying I want means that there's part of you that also thinks it might not happen. Like, I want to do that, but we'll see what happens. No, I am going to do this. I will be doing this. So you guys tell us in the chat what your vision is. I am debt free and I did it on my own as a single woman. Heck yes. I'm like singing Shania Twain in my head. Man, feel like a woman. You guys don't want me to sing. It's bad. Okay, keep going. Who else? I am paying off my house at 33. I am going to be debt free and be home full time with my kiddos when that season comes. Awesome. I am going to quit my current job and do coaching full time. Yes. And you guys, these visions, this should be something that you read and write every single day. I did a secret Santa with while you guys are typing these, or like a secret sister with my team. We do it every year. And one of my girlfriends got me this. I've done the Start Today journal, which is like the Rachel Hollis one, where you write your affirmations and like whatever. But a girlfriend got me this one that was the CEO planner. I'd actually never heard of it, but it's kind of the same thing. I think she just got it off Amazon, but it literally goes through like your daily affirmation. So you're writing those same statements like, I am, let's see, going to be debt free, paying off student loans this year. I am, like, you can even write your like business goals, not just your vision also, but like there is something really powerful about writing it all out. I am home with my girl and am replacing my former salary. I am going to help pay off our house. I love the all caps. I am debt free and I am working part-time at the hospital. I am able to travel with my kids and give them those memories. I am going to be full-time and be home with our future kids. Yes, you guys. So when you're typing these, like, you should also feel excited about it. Because I'm telling you right now, like, if you guys type this and you're like, I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to say or what I'm supposed to want, it's not going to wake you up in the morning. It's not going to make you excited to do all of the things. And then it will make it very easy when hard times come, because I know it kind of sucks to talk about them, but like hard times will come. You will miss goals. You will fall short of things. There will be times that get more difficult or that you question things, because that's life. There will be times where those things happen, and you have to decide if that vision that you set for yourself with what this business can do for you, if it is optional or if it is non-negotiable. If it's optional, then that means that whatever vision you set for yourself, that you could be like, well, I mean, I don't really need to be home full time. Like, my job's fine. Like, it's fine. I don't really need this. And you'll fall back and you'll be like, well, I don't need to do my business activity tracker today. I don't need to show up for my work tasks today. And you know you're not going to get fired. You know that you're not like having to pay some crazy amount of money, or you're not losing money from it because there's no skin in the game again. Versus non-negotiable, which means like being home with your kids full time, if that's your goal. I saw a few people say that. being home with your kids full time, if that's non-negotiable for you, then you know that you have to do the things every single day. And yes, there will be days where you woke up late and you're like running late for work, or your kids were puking all night, or whatever is happening in your life. But those things will happen, but you know that there's still ways you're going to show up for your business. So your vision is what drives you, even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't feel like it. And then really quick, I'm going to do one more in the chat activity for right now. So I want you guys to think, would I rather? So in the chat, tell me right now, would you rather make this vision happen, or like, what's an excuse? Sleeping in. Would you rather sleep in an extra hour during the day? And honestly, that's one of those that I used to ask myself, and I still ask myself all the time, like, would I rather sleep one extra hour, or would I rather make my vision come true? Would I rather bring my husband home full time? Would I rather buy our forever home? Like, or would I rather just sleep one more hour? So you guys tell me, would you rather make your vision come true, or would you rather, yes, I'd rather get it done, rather get it done, rather get it done. Okay, would you rather send all the invites, or would you rather like quit your business? I don't know, quit your business, stop working. You guys get the idea. You know the things that you're going to have to do. You know the things that are going to be non-negotiable. Yes, send the invites all day, every day, because you know, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's inconvenient to show up for things or get your workout done or hop on a team call or any of those things, like, you know, it's non-negotiable for your business and for your mindset. Okay, number 2 is your energy and the stories you tell yourself. Um, One of the biggest things that I see some coaches fall victim to is comparison traps. So maybe you work very closely with other girls on your team, or you saw someone else sign up very similar, like a similar time frame to when you signed up. And it makes it very easy. Like, if you see that person hitting goals before you, it's very easy to be like, well, obviously I am not meant to do this. Like, look how fast she's moving and I'm not able to do it. And you're comparing yourself. Or you're looking on social media and you're comparing yourself to someone else on social media. You guys, stop. That's telling yourself a story that you are not as good as this other person. You are a totally different person than that other person. And that's a reminder we need constantly, because if you keep telling yourself that story that you're not worthy, that you can't do this, that you're not made for this, that you're not capable, then that's the affirmations that you're telling yourself. So instead of saying, I am going to be an elite coach this year, I am going to be home with my kids, I am going to be debt free, instead, the stories that you start ingraining in yourself are, I am not good enough for this, I am not as good as her, I am, like, you totally change that story. You change it when you fail at something. If you miss a goal, you guys, you look at that goal, you look back to like, hey, how could I have done better? And then you like put the past away and you just move forward. If you stay stuck in that failure, or like, oh, here's what I did wrong, or you stay stuck in that failure season, like that one day that you missed the goal or you woke up the wrong rank or whatever you needed, like, you have two choices. You can stay stuck right there and you can tell yourself that that's the story that you're going to have to tell. That's the affirmations you're going to tell yourself every day. Is like, again, I am not good about this. I am not meant to do this business, I guess. Like, I am a failure. Or you tell yourself, I failed at this one thing and I am going to make it happen at this date. Like, you look forward, I am going to do better at this. Your vision doesn't change. You keep moving forward. It just means you missed one thing. Um, and then goal setting stories. So like right now, and I'm gonna make you guys tell me this in the chat too. If I were to tell you right now, okay, if I said, hey, listen, every single person on this call, you could be 5-star by Summit, right? You could be 5-star by Summit. I don't care where you are right now. You could be an Emerald coach. You could be a brand new coach. Every single person on here could be 5-star by Summit. What is the story? And I want you guys to think, because you may be like, yeah, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I could do that. What is the story that immediately pops in your head? What is that excuse story that pops up? And I want you guys to tell us. And I know that's a hard one to kind of put out there. Like, it's very different than putting our vision out there because it kind of is vulnerable for us. But like, what is that excuse that you tell yourself? Like, I don't have any business builders on my team. I don't have enough connections. I don't have a big enough social media following. There you go. I don't have the time I know it takes. My I don't have enough followers. I have no idea how to train a team. I don't have a team. I'll be having my first child, which I know will make me too busy. I don't have time. No way I'm capable to make it from Emerald to 5-star. I won't find business builders or people who want to build. Okay, so you guys, this is what's called an excuse story. So this is the story that you tell yourself of why you can't do something. So your job right now, or your two choices, are to keep this excuse story and be like, well, obviously I missed that goal because I don't know enough people, because I don't have enough time. Like, obviously I'm not able to do this. Guys, there are people out there with even busier schedules, and even like we're not, and I know this sounds harsh, but I don't mean it to, because I love all of you. But we all have crazy schedules. Like, we all have our own hard going on in our lives. And so that's your decision right now. Remember, going along with your vision is like, is my vision so non-negotiable that I can make anything happen? And so your job is to decide, is this excuse story big enough to like derail your whole business? Or is your excuse story something that you could flip and figure out how to fix? If you don't have enough business builders, how do you fix that? You find more business builders. If you don't have enough time, how do you fix that? You get really intentional with the time that you have. You make like, if you have to schedule out 5, 10, 15-minute blocks, you do that. If you guys want it, I don't think I have it up here anymore, but I made a bingo board for my girls, because that was an excuse I was hearing a lot when people were like, because I have a lot of teachers on my team and a lot of nurses, like going back and having crazy schedules in like August, September. And so I made this bingo board that's literally like, hey, you have 5 minutes, do this task right here. Like, if you have a busy schedule, you can still make this business work. I promise you. I have no idea how to train a team. I bet that there are tons of resources for your team, or you could reach out to your upline and be like, hey, listen, I want to bring people in. So I know that's a legitimate fear for people, is like, but if I bring people in, what if I don't know what to do next? So figure it out. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to train my girls. I'm going to feel comfortable with it so that I sign up all these business builders and I know what I'm doing with them. So all of these things, like, you guys take that excuse story, and I think it's really important to identify it. You guys have all said them. So I want you guys to figure out how you can fix that thing. So remember whatever you type there and be like, okay, so this is my job. This is my homework. I need to flip this script and figure out how I fix that excuse story. And then along with this one kind of comes from that energy. So if you have this excuse story, I'm going to do something with you guys right now. So what I want you to do, going along with your energy and your excuse story, I'm going to give you 20 seconds, and I want you to look around the room, and I want you to find as many blue things as you can. Okay. And count them. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, type in the chat, how many blue things did you find? All right, now without looking in the chat, I want you to type how many red things are in the room. Okay, so see, if you're looking for only blue things, you don't know how many red things are around. It's the same thing with your excuse stories and the energy you're putting into anything. Like, if you're not looking for the good and the positive, and you're only focused on the negative and those excuse stories and any of that kind of stuff, you're not going to know how many good things are actually happening. You're not going to know how many positive things are actually happening, how many people are wanting to join in with you. Same thing, like, if you send a ton of invites and you feel really good that day and you get one no, you may be like, okay, done. Like, obviously I'm not meant to do this. Like, that failure mindset, that story you're telling yourself, comes back into play again. But if that one no happens, cool. They're just not ready. They don't want to do this. Like, you're having a birthday party and they have plans that weekend, or they have their own pool and they can't come to your pool party right now, whatever. But you still have to focus on the positives. I reached out to this many people right now. I have this many things going on that are good right now. And so you have to make sure that you guys focus that energy into a different place. Your energy, honestly, you guys, should be like your 5th vital behavior. And I have that on the next slide. But that should be like, I know we have our 4 vital behaviors. Your energy, the focus on your energy, should be that 5th one. Because the energy you put into everything you do during the day, whether it's positive energy or negative energy, changes everything. If someone says, oh, I just really don't like the way the shakes taste. Like I really don't like them. If you're in a negative mindset and that negative energy, then you may be like really mad about it and like, well, why don't you like? They're delicious. Why? How are you not liking them? You just must be making them wrong. Like, why don't you like this? If you're in a positive mindset, you may change that and handle it a totally different way. Like, oh my gosh, girl, totally fine. I was kind of skeptical at first. Tell me what recipe you're using, and I'll send you some recipes I have saved on Pinterest that you can try out and see what you think. Totally different ways to handle it because totally different energies going into it. Low energy, you may be tired. Like this could go into any part of your day, like as a teacher, as a nurse, as a mom, whatever jobs you guys have. Like if you're in low energy, anything negative that happens, you're going to be like, of course that happened. Like, of course this was a terrible day because XYZ. But if you go into it with high energy, you handle all of those situations so much better. And anything negative that comes your way, you're like, okay, I know how to handle this. Like, and you move forward with a positive response. Okay, number 3 is your stories. This kind of goes along with the stories that you're telling yourself, but in a more positive light, knowing kind of your story of why you started this, where you are now and what it's done for you, and where you're going. You guys, this plays into your social media a ton because this is where you tell people your story. This is what sets you apart from anybody else in this business because their story is not the exact same as your story. You don't want to imitate someone else's story because that's boring. Like you don't want to do the exact same things that you see other people doing. If you're following a ton of top coaches and you could tell me like who a top 10 coach is, like if you could tell me their dog's name or what they ate for breakfast this morning, then you're not spending your time wisely. Like you guys focus on your story, the people in your market, the people in your bubble, because those are the people you're going to help. You're not going to help their people because their people are already there in their market. You're going to help your people. So you have to focus on who you are, what your story is, the people that you have the specific tools to help. So I want you guys to think, and you should have this written down somewhere. And I challenge you, honestly, tomorrow is Tuesday. So for a Transformation Tuesday post, this would be something perfect. Telling your story. Why did you start? What is it that had made you start this business? Where were you as a person, like in your mindset, physically? Where were you when you started? Where are you now? And kind of telling how you got to this point. Like, here's where I was. Here's where I am now. Here's where I'm going. Who wants to come with me? And telling that story. I mean, again, on a Transformation Tuesday, a Throwback Thursday, a random day that you want to share it, this is really powerful because again, this is something that sets you apart from anybody else. This is that like connective tissue that connects other people with you. This is where people are like, oh my gosh, I want to join Valerie because I heard her story about her struggles with XYZ. And that's something that I totally struggled with. I wanted to join in with her and do whatever she's doing because I see how she's made a positive change in her life. That's what you want, not just like, here's the products, here's what it looks like, here's what you do, because they could get that anywhere. They could get the products anywhere. It's you that they connect with. It's you that they want to join. I know we all hear that expression, like your vibe attracts your tribe, but that's what it is. Like that's what connects you. That's what makes you unique and sets you apart from anybody else. And it decides who you're talking to. So I think, and I'll go into this a little bit, but I think a lot of times we're like, but I want to help everyone. Like, I don't want to just close myself off to anybody else. And talking to your specific people in your unique market is not the same as closing yourself off from everybody else. It just means that you are specifically talking to your people and you're really narrowing down your market and deciding who those people are so that you can pour into them. Just because I am a mom and I speak to a lot of moms doesn't mean that I will only help moms. If someone comes to me and they're not a mom, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I only help moms. So no, I will help anybody. And so don't feel like just because you get very specific about your season of life and your like avatar that you're all of a sudden shunning everyone else because you're not. You just are getting very specific with who you are helping. And a lot of times, you guys, this can be done in a very public way in your bio on Instagram. you should have your mission statement there. Like, what is your mission in this business? And a lot of times, if you don't know how to like type that out, you can just have a format of like, I help blank go from blank to blank. Like, think about your story that you just thought of. Like, I help struggling teachers go from stuck to inspired. I help tired nurses go from struggling to thriving. Like, whatever it is that you have gone through specifically, I help moms go from um uh self-conscious to confident, like whatever it is, like whatever your mission statement is. I empower moms to this, I empower women to this. Like, what is your mission in this business? And a lot of that stems from your own journey. Your journey is the same as who you're going to help, because that's what you're an expert on. So yes, your vibe attracts your tribe, get specific. You guys, really great ways to do this would be through doing reels. So again, a lot of my reels that I'll do, I think are hilarious because I wouldn't do them if I didn't think they were funny, but because they speak to my market, they speak to other women, other moms, other toddler moms. Like, I have a lot of girls on my team and in my boot camps that also have kids similar to my age. Yes, three-nager. Yes. So that's a ton of girls that are coming to me right now also have three-nagers. Like, so that's something we connect on. And so that's my audience. Like, that's the people that I'm speaking to, because those are the people I would go on a play date with. Those are the people that we would drink wine while our kids play, like on a Friday evening. Like, that's my people. And so those are the people that I'm speaking to. You figure out who your people are. If you, and I've had girls ask me, if they're like, what if I don't feel like I'm funny? You guys, I'm a terrible dancer. I'm a terrible dancer. So you will not see me doing all of the like on point, like whatever dance trends are happening, because it's not me. It is not me. And I'm not going to try to be someone that I'm not just because I see someone else getting a ton of traction with that same thing. So find the reels that speak to you. My upline is Ashley Smith. And her and I have talked about this a million times, because she is like like we match each other very well, because she's like, I could just do so much better with like the inspirational ones. And she's like, I try to do the funny ones, but I feel like they're not me. But it's not her. That's not her personality. And so if she tries to do ones that are not her personality, then it falls short. Same thing if I were to try to do some that are dancing or like cooking. I hate cooking. If I were to try to do cooking reels, people would be like, womp womp. Like, it's not, because it's not me. And so you really have to narrow down like who your people are that you're speaking to and who you are. What I do a lot of times with reels is I look on TikTok, and I would not say like spend your whole power hour doing this. Like, this is my like nap time. If I got all my power hour stuff done in the morning, cleared my inbox, then if I have a little bit of nap time / rest time, because Raleigh doesn't nap anymore. Like, if I have a little bit of time left, then I like scroll through and save TikToks and reels that I'm like, okay, I want to do this one at some point. And I will either like send them to my husband. So his whole like Instagram inbox is just like flooded with reels. Like, he's like, is this another one that you want to do, or do you want me to watch this one? I'm like, no, doesn't matter. I'm just sending it to you so I can save it. I know you can save them to a collection or do whatever. I just don't. I just like send them all to him. And then with TikTok, like if you save them on there, you just heart it and it shows up under all the things that you've liked. What I do then once they like get bigger and once I have more people watching them is a lot of times I'll just reach out to people. I'm not going to invite them from a reel unless it was like a transformation reel. Like, if it's one where I'm like standing there like showing a side by side or whatever, then I may just strictly invite from that and be like, hey, thanks so much for the love on my reel, my transformation reel that I did the other day. I don't know if you have something that's working for you or if you're interested in hopping in, but I'd love to send you more info if that's up your alley at all. Super simple. If they didn't connect that way, if they get too big, I probably won't connect. Like, one reel has like 1 million views. I'm not going to go through that and go to every single person that liked it and be like, hey, thanks for the love of my reel. Like, I'm not going to do that. But I have been able to connect with different people and just be like, oh my gosh, just saw your name pop up. When I was scrolling through, thanks for the love of my reel. Where are you from? Or ask them a question. Like, something just to start a conversation. There's no invite, there's no expectations. It's just connecting. Like that's just my connecting for that day. I also have heard a lot on like different social media trainings that IGTV and lives are getting bigger and bigger. One of the things I heard was like to do like 2 or 3 IGTVs a week. Obviously, the more reels you do, the better because those are getting pushed out. Don't feel like you have to do like follow all of this if it's uncomfortable for you, but try to do like one. You guys, if you go live, like I went live last night and then saved it as an IGTV, and it's all about coaching, like people asking questions about coaching, boot camps, whatever. And then anybody that watched it, I can go through, and I did that this morning, like went through half the people and was like, hey, I saw that you were watching my IGTV or live from last night. If you have any questions about anything, let me know, or would you want me to send you some more info? And just send like quick messages to all those people. Some of them may not respond, some of them I may follow back up with, like, but I put it all out there and that info is now on my page. So then if anybody ever has questions about coaching or boot camps, I can be like, girl, I just did an IGTV about this. Let me send it to you. And I tag them in it or send it to them. You could do lives about other things too, you guys. Like if you are someone who loves cooking or you're like really good at meal prepping, go live in meal prep and then save it as an IGTV. And then it's on your feed forever. And you could even make it like a weekly thing. Like honestly, like find your market, like find the things that you're good at and speak to that and like come up with a schedule for it. One of the girls on my team who's one of my elite coaches, she was a teacher also, and she was doing teacher tip Tuesdays or something, where every Tuesday she had something for teachers and she would go live about it, save it as an IGTV. Same kind of thing. You guys, the more you do those, my husband and I during quarantine were doing Friday night lives. I didn't save all of them, but like I would go live, we would go live, do some kind of like game with us, and then I would save it as an IGTV. And it's just a way to connect with people. Don't feel like every single thing you do, you have to be like, okay, so business wise, how do I invite from this? How do I do this? Because you'll go crazy. And then shareable content. Sometimes we post things and we're like, you just have to think about it from this mindset of like, how does this post touch someone else? Like, how am I serving someone else with this post? And it can be for enjoyment. Like, it could just be something that's going to make them laugh. It could be something it makes me think, I don't know how many of you guys did Rights Upon Request. I don't know if that was just in Florida, but Rights Upon Request was where you had like different topics that you had to write about. So one would be like a narrative. I was just telling a story to entertain people. One of them was like persuasive. This story or this post was persuading someone of why they should do this thing. This was informative. I'm informing someone like, here's 5 tips to start your morning on the right foot. Here is, I don't know, 6 personal development books that are my favorite. Save them, whatever. Like think about how you're serving people. Cause sometimes we want to pop on and we're like, workout done. Like there's no reason for us posting. So I challenge you guys to think before you post, like, why am I posting this? Am I posting it just because I'm like, ooh, I got to get something on my feed today? Then probably don't post it. Like if you have nothing else and you're just posting just to post, don't do it. Like you do not have to post on your feed every single day. I know all of these things, like there's so many options of things to post, but if you don't have something to post and you're just like throwing something up there without knowing what you're doing, maybe don't post it. Or if you have something like it's a transformation Tuesday and you're like, I'm just so like today was really hard at work. I didn't plan this post out in advance. Like I knew the pictures I wanted to use, but like words are not easy right now. You guys scroll back in your feed, scroll back some to a previous Transformation Tuesday post, click on edit, and then copy the caption and paste it on a different post. There are going to be totally different people that see that post than saw your post before. I do it all the time with transformation posts because a lot of times I'm like, I can't even think of anything. Like, here's my post. Nobody, like, if anybody comes to you and says, like, hey, listen, Tish, I saw your post. I actually saw you do this caption like 4 weeks ago. So what's the deal? If they do that, then they're actually like looking at your page too much and you need to be like, hey, listen, you're watching this much. Why haven't you joined me yet? And then freebies, anything that you guys can give people. Hey, I just finished my meal plan for Sunday. Type your email in this box if you want a copy of it. You guys, give people a PDF of all the different free workouts they can do through Vimeo. Like, hey, if you ever want to try one of these free workouts, just type your email here. And then that's a way that you can start that pipeline of all those different people, just giving them freebies. My very last two, I'll be quick because I see it's 9:52. Control the controllable and let go of the rest. You guys, huge controllables that you can be in charge of are getting your work done. You can't control like who says yes. You can't control what the coaches on your own personal team do. You can't control your challengers checking in, but you can control the post that you're putting up. You can control how many people you're reaching out to. You can control the work that you're doing every single day. Those are controllables. Control these things. Anything else that's out of your control, let go of it. Like, connect with those people. If it's someone else that you're like, hey, listen, why haven't you checked in? Connect with them, but you can't force other people to do things. I do have this tracker, Caroline. If you want it, I can send it to you also. It's one that we did this past fall, like in a diamond push group, but I can send it to you if you want it. But these are the biggest things, you guys. Like, get your business activities done. Focus on your journey. Show love to other people. Share that on social media and invite people to do it with you. And then number 5, make sure that you're focused on your energy going into all of it. So these are all those things. Also, I recommend having a survival list. This is something I make all my new coaches come up with, is just your list of things that on your hard days are still going to get done. It's like brushing your teeth. Like, if my kids have been puking all night and I wake up in the morning, I'm still going to brush my teeth no matter how tired I am. Maybe your survival list looks like not getting every single box on here checked, which would I recommend. Like, have that list of things where you still show up. Like, you still show up on your stories. Maybe you don't make a post that day, but you still pop into your stories and like explain to people like, oh my gosh, you guys, today is totally a survivalist day. Like, I woke up late, my alarm went off, but here's how I'm going to handle the rest of my day. And you do the bare minimum. Maybe you just answer messages and check in your group and get your workout done. But you don't send any invites. You don't do all the other things. What I do say though, is if you find that you have more than 2 survivalist days in a row, then you need to kind of reassess why you're in that survival mode. Like, you need to be in that thrive mode, not just surviving. And my very last tip is just to have fun with what you're doing. You guys, if you're not having fun, if your energy again is not high, if people don't watch you and think like, I want to do what she's doing, then why are they going to join you? Like, someone's not going to be like, wow, Shay looks miserable. I need to do what she's doing. Like, whatever this is that she's got going on, I need to do it. No, they want to see, like, they want you to have fun with what you're doing. Enjoy your business, you guys. Like, I'm a major Enneagram 7. So like, if I'm not having fun, I'm not going to do it. So like, mornings, if I'm like, wake up and I'm like, ugh, I was sleeping on the floor next to my daughter last night because she won't sleep in her bed anymore. Like, whatever, like, I could wake up in a terrible mood, but I know how to get my energy back up. I know the 2000s hip hop I'm about to blare at 4:00 in the morning, like on my headphones, so I don't wake up the rest of the house. But like, I know the things that I'm going to do so that I'm having fun with what I'm doing. Tell girls like, hey, listen, I need to get up at this time. You guys, let's all get on together. My team has a whole Zoom that I made back when we were doing 80-day obsession. And for some reason, this Zoom link still works like forever and ever. I don't know how it hasn't like run out yet. But anybody can hop on anytime during the day. It's open literally all day long. And so there's girls on like from 3:00 in the morning, like all the way onto the West Coast of like waking up at like 11 a.m. Eastern, like all the different times, but it makes it fun because there's other girls doing it with you. Tag each other in challenges on your feed, like on your stories, tag each other for like a dance challenge or a workout challenge, or we like Power Greens challenge or whatever. Like, tag each other, have fun with what you're doing. Same in your boot camps. Like, if you look at your boot camps and you're like, oh, these are boring, I don't even want to check in with my check-in today, then are the girls that are joining in with you going to want to check in? Probably not. Check yourself every day. Like, watch your stories back, look at your feed just kind of from an outsider's perspective and be like, would I want to join me? When I'm looking at this, would I be like, yes, I want to do what she's doing? And if not, don't be like, well, don't tell yourself that like failure story. Instead, be like, how do I fix this and how do I do better tomorrow? And like, hype up that energy and get the right people in, because you know you can do it. Every single person here can do it. You just kind of have to decide that you can. Okay, I'm like really long-winded, so hopefully that was okay. And I'll,
Dylan, that was amazing. I took so many notes, like
okay, good.
literally like 3 pages. And I know the chat has been blowing up. Do you care if we do a quick Q&A if anybody has any questions? Oh, so helpful.
Good.
This was amazing. And it's funny because so many things, like even just at the end when you're talking about like making it fun, I feel like that's a conversation a lot of us have been having of just like, I think everybody's feeling like the 2020, like 2020 is now dragging into 2021. And so people are just like tired and it's like, but finding the joy in what we do as coaches. And I just love that. Ashton said, what's on your survival list?
So on my survival list is my devotional. So I'll still do that every single day. I still post to my stories and I still get my workout done and check in with my boot camp. Other than that, like if I don't get to messages, I don't get to messages. And honestly, that survival list is the exact same on Saturdays for me. I take Saturdays off. If I somehow have time, like during nap time or whatever, and I'm not hanging out with my husband and I can get through messages, or if it's like the last day of the month or something like that, then I will plug in to like answer messages and like maybe send invites if it's the last day of the month or like follow up. But for the most part, I take Saturdays off and I just do survival list, like devotional, workout, boot camp, and that's it. So I
Awesome.
recommend that too, you guys. If you're feeling like you're getting burnt out of stuff, pick your like day off. Because I mean, even in this business, you need a day off, and it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're like blacked out, not on social media at all. Like maybe you still check in, but it's like people know that Saturday's your day off, and you're only going to have a couple stories going, or like girls on your team know. Like my girls on my team know that on Saturdays I'm not going to answer them, so they'll even like in our message threads be like, "I know Dylan's not going to see this till tomorrow, but I have a quick question," because I won't read those threads on Saturdays.
That's so good. Having boundaries is definitely important. Awesome. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dylan. Do you mind if I pray for you really quick
Oh my gosh,
as we kind of round out the call tonight?
good.
Okay. Heavenly Father God, thank you so much for Dylan, and thank you so much just for her willingness to hop on here tonight and serve us by just pouring into us. And God, I'm just so thankful for her. I know that saying yes to this is time away from her business and her family. And so I just pray blessings over her. I pray that you would just multiply her efforts, multiply her results, Lord. I just pray for her marriage, that you would just put just protect them, and her family, that you would just protect them, Lord, and just guard them, and Lord, just hold them in your hand, Lord. And I just pray for just continued blessings in her business and her team and her family, God. Lord, I just thank you so much again for her willingness to be on tonight, God. I pray for all of the girls who are on this call tonight. I just thank you so much for them, just taking away from being with their families to hop on here and pour into their business and pour into themselves as leaders. And so, God, I just pray that you would give them fresh joy and fresh vision as they leave this call tonight, just excited about what you're doing, God, that you would just give us a clear action plan and direction, Lord, just to even how to apply these takeaways to our business, Lord. God, we trust you with it. We know that it's all yours anyway. And so we just surrender it back to you, God. And we just thank you so much for this time together, Lord. I just pray protection around these amazing women, and just use them in incredible ways. And it's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen. Well, thanks everybody for being on tonight. Dylan, thank you so much. That was so amazing. If anybody is watching the recording, or if you think of a question later, I'm sure you can reach out to Dylan on Instagram. And if you're not following her, do, just because she's amazing. And, I always say success leaves clues. So go watch her and learn from her, because she's crushing it. So let's get a picture really quick before everybody hops off. And thank you guys again for being on. I'm gonna take a quick picture. So
Let me say this really quick, you guys.
Oh yes.
If you follow me and I invite you, it only means that your bio doesn't make it clear enough that you're already coaching or doing something. Okay. Because I've done it before where I get off a call and I'm like in my power hour and I'm like power houring all these people and they're like, hey, actually, I was on the call last night that you spoke on. I'm like, well, crap. Your bio doesn't look like it. Your stories don't look like it. Like, I swear I look. So make sure that you make that clear. Like, that's another point of your bio too, is like, make sure other people see that you're doing something, that you're helping people, that you have that going on. Okay.
It's okay. I met a girl on Saturday and like an hour later was sitting down to work and I like sent her a thank you message for following me. And I was like, crap, sorry, just realized you're the girl I just met. It's like foot in your mouth. But anyways, all right, we all get it. All right, I'm gonna take a picture really quick. 1, 2, 3. Next page. Sweet. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Thank you again, Dylan. Everybody, have an amazing night. And I can't wait to see what God does this week. Have an awesome week.
Bye, guys.